Hi there, and welcome back to my blog. So last week I had to give a presentation on Cycle 1. So that was my Cycle 1 plan that included my write-up and my presentation with my task list and due dates and all that stuff I talked about in my last vlog. So I got back my peer critics. Everyone had to give me kind of like it was on my central question, my focus statement, how my plan was, my weaknesses and strengths, materials and work location, preparedness, quality of delivery, and then had to kind of summarize what other people said about my presentation. So honestly, for the most part, they were all positive. They said I did a good job with my plan. It was very detailed. They said that my delivery was solid, completely ready, no stumbling, and sounds like I know exactly what I need. So that was awesome to get back these critiques and see all the positive reinforcement. So a couple of the things that I was asked about and given some constructive criticism about was there was a couple questions that my classmates and suggestions that my classmates said. For example, they said, is 7 too many pictures? And I addressed this by saying that I think it's challenging, but I don't think it's impossible. And I think the point of this project is to be challenging. So I thought 7 was a good number. I'll come back to that if I find myself, if I find that I'm struggling or I'm not going to get it done. So I'll come back to that question if I need to. Another one that they said was that why 1964? Because in my central question right now, it's from before World War II up until 1964. And I explained that it's kind of 1964. I talked with my integrative teacher, and she said this was a kind of a monumental year because things kind of they start dying down. Definitely a few things at this year caused the revolution to kind of fade. So I think that's what I answered for why 1964. But again, that's another thing during my research I can say, well, maybe not 1964, everything kind of stopped after 1955, just kind of go off that and see where that takes me. But another question I was asked is what type of advertisements, because maybe it's a little too broad right now, just any type of advertisements. So that's something to look into is when I'm finally dwindling down what pictures I want to do, what advertisements, I can look into maybe having a different kind of advertisement, so a car advertisement, and then a refrigerator advertisement, and then Coca-Cola advertisement. So I can definitely, that's actually helped me, that question, because every week I'm having to upload 5 pictures. So now I'm kind of searching for, this week I searched for a car advertisement. I wanted to find one. So that's in my 5 photographs if you want to check that out. So that was my peer critique and my Cycle 1 presentation. So it went well. And another thing, so now I'm all about the research. I've got about 2 weeks left until the Cycle 1 rough draft is due. So I really have to buckle down and focus on my research because that's the core of this project. And luckily enough, our teachers were able to take us, the entire integrative class, whether project or not, to UMBC library. And I found 6 books that I thought would help me with my research, and so I'm going to kind of go into depth about why I chose each one, or why I'm not happy that I did. But this one, just a black book, it says American Women in World War II. So this one has been very helpful. I mean, it's got everything about, like from beginning to end, from before or after. So this one is very broad. It's definitely been something I've had to kind of piece through. I've definitely had a lot of trouble finding out what I wanted to use from this book because there's just so much information. But the thing I've noticed is it's more about kind of the during and after. There's not much about life before. So it's kind of explaining the why, like why things changed, and not really getting at like the starting point, so from before. So that's one problem I've got with this book, but it's given me a lot to write about for after and during. So this book, this book is called, I think it's the title, Our Mothers War, American Women at Home and at the Front During World War II. So this one and this one are like brother and sister. I mean, this one is from before to during, and this one is during and after. So these two have given me the bulk of my research. So now to talk about this book. This book is called Women in War in the 20th Century, and it has not been helpful. I've gotten some information from it, but for the most part, it's way too broad. And it's not only about World War II, it's about other wars in other countries, and it's got just third world country women in here, and it's not been very helpful. I've gotten a few out of things from it about World War II in America, but for the most part, it was about 5 pages. So this book, not helpful. So then, here's my fourth book. Yeah. So my fourth book is called Women Behind the Lines. And this book it focuses 1940 to 1947. So this book has been helpful, again, during and kind of after. It kind of explains what happened after the war, but it's definitely explained during the war. So that has been helpful. And then these two I haven't read yet, but women's fiction, this one is called Women's Fiction in Second World War, Gender, Power, and Resistance. I've skimmed over it, and it seems helpful. I haven't decided whether it's going to be before, during, or after, but hopefully it's got all, but I doubt it, because it says, actually, no, I think it might, I don't know, probably during, because that's what most of them are. So, haven't read this, so I'll get to that. And then this last one is Feminism and the Postmodern Impulse, Post-World War II Fiction. So this one hasn't actually, I skimmed over this one, I've kind of gotten familiar with it. And it's not so much about the war and about women during the war or before or after, but it's more about feminism, so not women but feminism, and how feminism itself has changed, so the idea of how like people perceive women. So that one, this book, I can see myself getting a lot of information from, and I can see this being something that will help kind of show, kind of explain my advertisements when I have to write the paragraphs to go under my photographs. So I think that one's going to help with explaining feminism. And yeah, so those are the books I've got, and hopefully I'll put up a ton of more research soon. I really need to get cracking with that. Also, I changed my blog around a little bit with my coach. She actually has a blog, so she helped me, structure mine and make it more organized. So if you want to look at the research I've done or the research I'm doing currently, you can actually, if you go to Action Plan, there's a drop-down menu of Cycle 1 and Cycle 2, but if you just click on Action Plan, the button itself, it'll take you to a page that says Cycle 1, and there's a bunch of links underneath. And where it says Cycle 1 before, after World War II chart, that's a Google Doc that has all my research on it so far. So I could actually be typing while you're watching it, so that's something that if you want to look at my research, you can definitely check out, and hopefully that would help you give a better understanding of what I'm doing. And also under there is my plan, my due dates, my time log. Oh, and I've been updating my time log too, so that has basically just a log of me punching in, punching out, everything I've been doing. So take a look at that if you're interested. If not, I've got a 500-word blog coming out tomorrow, so that'll be on another kind of process. And I might talk more about my research in that. And then another vlog should be up next week. So, and also keep your eye out for 2 weeks from now, hopefully. I don't have the exact date. If you want to look at my due dates, it's on there. But the exact days that I'll be done, my Cycle 1, so that'll be my rough draft of my entire project. So that'll be out soon. So, hope you keep updated. Hope you like my vlog so far. And comment anywhere, really. I can see all the notifications. So comment wherever you want. Just give me, if you have an idea, suggestion, some criticism, just let me know. So thanks.